Alright, we're live. Welcome to Porch, Rants, everybody. Episode 5. And quickly, big shout out to my wonderful wife, Fireborn Duchess, and her friend Axe for helping me fix my overlay OBS issues, which I've had for the last, I swear, a week or so. In NFL COVID news, 6 Saints offensive coaches tested positive, and so did wide receiver Michael Thomas. There is more to come of this, obviously, with people getting put on the protocol list. I'm sure there'll be, it looks like it's gone from 6 to 8 from when I first saw this happen. This happened within the last day. This is not good for the Saints, who have to prepare for another game coming up here soon. Ha ha ha. Never a good thing to have to deal with that. But what are you gonna do? The Saints will be playing the Panthers. So they are going to probably be without a few coaches and without Michael Thomas, their star wide receiver. That's not good. But that's the only COVID outbreak that I've seen so far through the NFL. We like to keep track of that for one reason only, because the NFL said they're not making up games. If you have an outbreak due to COVID and you may have to forfeit the game depending on vaccinations and other stuff. So remember that. It's a big deal. That's game checks and everything for people, not just the people who, lose by forfeit, but even the people who win by forfeit aren't getting paid. So expect people to be really mad about that and stuff. At least that's what I expect. All right. Now we're going to move into week 1 picks and a new segment that I wanted to start, which I thought would be really fun. I named it, I called it, or boy was I wrong. So first we're going to go through a couple games that I called that were not shockers. They were kind of, games that I felt like easy pickings. Like I could have bet daily fantasy on this and I would have been happy. So called it. The Niners game, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Rams. I mean, it's really hard for me to have faith in Andy Dalton as a quarterback. Sorry, I'm not sorry, but he's terrible. The Detroit Lions were facing the San Francisco 49ers, and I had no faith in them, especially with Jared Goff as their quarterback. Sorry, not sorry again. That's just not going to work. It is just how it is. I mean, again, you have certain teams that are just stellar compared to others. They have a reputation. So yeah, Cardinals, that one was interesting. I'm not gonna say that was a complete gimme, but I mean, the Cardinals wiped the floor with the Titans, and I mean, I was just thinking to myself, the Titans aren't that good. The Titans, I don't even know who their quarterback is right now, and that's saying something, because I usually know every quarterback on every team. So the fact that I didn't know the quarterback of that team makes me feel like they're not going to be very good, which I was right. They only scored 13 total points, and frankly, that was abysmal. And then the Seahawks, I mean, it's the Seahawks. What are you going to do? They played the Colts. I don't have faith in Carson Wentz. Sorry, he's injury prone. He's had COVID. He's had other issues. Excuse me. So having a team led by Carson Wentz just doesn't scare me. And I know that division looked like it was wide open, but we might have found a clear-cut winner depending on how the next couple weeks go. I'll be talking about that in a little bit later. So now, wait a second, what the hell? Miz, thank you so much for gifting 2 subs. You didn't have to do that. Oh, I love you so much. Let me know if you want me to do Russian Water or Bean Boozled. Otherwise, I'll probably just do one of each. Thank you so much again for those 2 gifted. I do really appreciate it. Now we're going to get to the fun one. Boy, was I wrong. All right. I was wrong about the Eagles against the Falcons, the Steelers against the Bills, the Texans against the Jaguars, who played the Packers? Damn it, who played the Packers? Why am I blanking? Why am I blanking on who played? Oh, New Orleans against the Packers and the Raiders against the Ravens. I'm going to explain exactly why, too. All right, so first of all, Philadelphia versus Atlanta. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't think Atlanta was was going to get their butts whooped the way they did. Matt Ryan looked like an old man. They only scored 6 total points. Philadelphia steamrolled them. Jalen Hurts looked great, throwing for 264 yards. Out of this world. I would have never guessed that they would have just demolished them like that. Like, I'm sorry, that's a beatdown. That's a beatdown, son. And they don't look good. It doesn't look good for Matt Ryan and the Falcons in the South, but that's just my opinion. All right. Steelers, they came back against Buffalo. If you looked at how everything was going, Buffalo was winning, and then the Steelers came back. You know, it's really hard to put away the Steelers. They're a great team. You can't count them out, especially Roethlisberger. He's a great quarterback. He's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. But I thought he was older. I thought maybe, hey, maybe the Bills will win because they're way improved compared to what they used to be. I thought the Bills would win. They didn't. They blew it. They blew it and they know it. And that's what sucks. Because that just made me feel so wrong about my pick. I was way off on this one too. The Jaguars over the Texans. I mean, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to have faith in Tyrod Taylor leading a team to victory? I mean, he's never really done that much. He's a journeyman quarterback who's been on a few different teams. I know that, and I know that the Texans have had a lot of issues, with all the drama going on with Deshaun Watson and stuff. So to me, I was thinking, this is an easy pick. This motherfucker, this team, Jaguars have a rookie quarterback. They have Urban Meyer, their coach. They are going to win this game somehow. It won't be too bad. No, they got their butts kicked too, which is kind of weird to me. I don't understand exactly how it happened, but it definitely happened. The fact that they lost 37-21. I mean, Jacksonville at least made it interesting, but yeah, I don't think so. I remember, book it, Green Bay is going to wipe the floor with New Orleans. I remember saying stuff like that. No, New Orleans whooped Green Bay's ass. What was Aaron Rodgers doing during that game? They don't know what the they were doing at all. It was bad. That was probably Aaron Rodgers' worst game to date. Worst game to date at all. Absolutely 100% the worst game that he has ever played in the NFL. And he's a budding Hall of Famer as well. He's not a young spring chicken or anything, but let me be the first one to tell you that, with all the drama going on off season with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, I didn't expect him to play flat. He barely threw for 100+ yards. He threw 2 picks, if I remember correctly. It was a bad game. It was terrible. And then Jameis Winston didn't even throw for 150 yards, but he threw 5 touchdowns. Jameis Winston, you heard me right, threw 5 touchdowns in that game. What a crazy game, in my opinion. Just what the hell? Who would have bet money on Jameis Winston? I know I wouldn't have. And then the Ravens blowing it against the Raiders on Monday night. That fumble by Lamar Jackson, oh my God. That game was so crazy. That game was just so nuts. Derek Carr throws for 435 yards. They almost had it won, and then they messed up. Something happened. They got stopped, and then they tried to win it again. Lamar fumbles, and there you go. So I mean, what do you do? What are the Ravens going to do if they can't win games like this? What are they going to do if they're struggling with the fact that they can't run the ball and they have to depend so much more on the pass? You can't win in the NFL doing that. You have to be able to run the ball. So they're probably going to have to do kind of what Peyton Manning did before, and they're going to have to, throw short passes as the running game. Little swing passes, little short routes, little screens and stuff, because you can't run Lamar Jackson too much. You don't want him to get hurt, even though he's a much bigger build than other option quarterbacks in the past. I still just not want him to get hurt. The fact that they have so many backup running backs is just awful, scary, and sucks, and it's terrible. It is definitely not fun. Whew, not fun. But that is called it, or boy was I wrong. I hope you guys enjoy that. That's going to be going on every week through the NFL season. I hope you guys definitely enjoy it because, you know, I'm always thinking of new and funny things to do. So we're gonna get on to the next step. Now I was 8-8. Okay, I was 8-8 in my picks. So we're gonna get ready to do our week 2 picks very soon. Okay. I've got some, you know, after week 1 questions, debate topics, I'm going to go through real quick first, and I'm also going to talk about Washington week 1 because they're my team. First topic, is Rodgers ready to leave Green Bay? We know that they changed up his contract so he can leave after this season. It's a lot easier. It's not going to cost Green Bay as much from what I remember. It's a little bit more free. You know, I don't know exactly how free. Like, is it like NBA free where Rodgers can pick where he goes? I doubt it. But is Rodgers ready to leave Green Bay? I mean, let's see a few more games down the road. If he's still, you know, not producing, not connected with the team the way he is, not ready to lead the Packers, then yes, he's going to definitely be leaving. Like, there's no doubt about it. But we'll see. We've still got some time to figure that out. Will Belichick live up to Tom Brady? I love this question. I was talking about this at work a little bit because Tom Brady went to another team during a pandemic, won a Super Bowl with them, no offseason really, no practice, just went there. Like, how do you even do that is crazy to me. I know he brought Gronk and some other stars with him, but seriously, just because you have some stars, every team has stars. Every team has good and great players. Every team does. It's just how they're put together. And, you know, there's always a debate of who makes the team better, the coach or the quarterback, which one's more important. I mean, right now, Belichick doesn't look as important as Brady because Brady did something that nobody else has ever done in the NFL in its entire history. No team has ever won a Super Bowl while hosting the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was in Tampa, and they won. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. If Tom Brady wins one more ring, it's like there's just nothing you can say about Belichick anymore. Like, Belichick, elite Hall of Fame coach. I will never say anything otherwise, but I'm going to say this. Who would I rather have, Belichick or Brady? I'd rather have Brady right now. 45 years old, eating avocado ice cream, you know, doing wacky Subway commercials. Yeah, I would rather have Brady. I would take Brady in a heartbeat. Is Houston a contender? So this is a fun question because Tyrod Taylor's quarterback. Tyrod Taylor's not really that great. Sorry to say, it's not very nice. I mean, I you know, like, he's a journeyman kind of. You know, he's had some good games. He's had some good years. But is this his year? Because a lot of people expected the Houston Texans to fall apart because of everything going on with Deshaun Watson. The fact that a lot of players have left. I mean, for example, what about freaking DeAndre Hopkins leaving, being on Arizona now, and then other players have obviously left. So, I mean, here's the deal. Is Houston a playoff team in the AFC South? They might be the team in the AFC South to beat. I don't know yet. We'll find out soon. But, I mean, the Colts suck, the Titans suck, and the Jaguars suck. The Colts might win a division just because, who knows? It's a long season, but I mean, do you have more faith in Carson Wentz or Tyrod Taylor? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who I have more faith in, but I would lean towards Wentz, but the injury prone and all this other stuff. The Colts have a great offensive line. Their defense is okay. That division's kind of no matter what. It's kind of a gimme division, which is kind of why I can't wait to see how it unfolds. But I mean, watch Houston. They surprised me game 1, so I can't wait to see what else is going on. All right, the NFC West is crazy. The NFC West is absolutely nuts, people. Let me explain why. Every team in the NFC West won their game. The Niners won, the Rams won, the Cardinals won, the Seahawks won. And let me also remind you that they all won in pretty impressive fashion. San Francisco 41-33 over Detroit. Arizona stomped Tennessee 38-13. Seattle, you know, handled the Colts 28-16, and then the Rams ran over the Bears 34-14. Matthew Stafford looked immaculate too. He looked great. He looked amazing. He looked better than he's ever looked throwing the ball to Megatron. How is that even possible? Are we really going to see the fucking Detroit quarterback Matthew Stafford do something in the NFL now? Now that he's on a different team in a different set of scenery? Is this what we wanted to see with Barry Sanders before he retired? Is this what we wanted to see from Megatron before he retired due to injury? I mean, I think so. I can't believe it. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to think that Matthew Stafford could lead a team to the playoffs and even the Super Bowl. Sean McVay is a very intelligent coach. Absolutely intelligent. I wish that Washington would have held on to him, but we didn't, and that pissed me off. What are you going to do? There's nothing I can do about that, but I will say this. It's a great match. I can't wait to watch them play more football this season. It is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. Last topic. Dak looks great, and that is scary for Washington fans. We're going to dip into Washington's defense, some other stuff in a minute. I'm not getting there yet. Here's what I'm going to talk about first. Dallas. You know, Dallas, for losing to Tampa Bay, Dak looks really good. And that scares me. Here's why. Because Dak Prescott threw for 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, only had 1 pick, only had 1 sack. He averaged about 7 yards per throw, 42 completions out of 58 attempts. He looked great. He had a couple moments where he was kind of, rattled because the rush was getting to him. But, I mean, that happens. What are you going to do? You just have to kind of man up, You man up, you get back to business, and that's what Dak did. And, honestly, if Dallas could have stopped the Bucs one time or two, or instead of kicked a field goal, scored a touchdown, plus they missed like 2 field goals and an extra point, if I remember correctly, they could have easily won that game. Wouldn't it have been nuts for Dallas to beat Tampa Bay? But, I mean, it was that close, and that's what's scary to Washington fans. Here's why. How are we going to stop Dak? If our pass rush doesn't show up like it did against LA, the Chargers, what are we going to do? That's a problem. That's a big f***ing problem that we have to figure out. And then our offense, we'll get to that. Like I said, though, Dak looks good. That's scary. Very scary for Washington fans. I am not happy. I am not thrilled about it, but this is what we deal with. All right, speaking of Washington, we have 3 quick topics. First, the quarterback injury. Fitz tragic. Where do we go at quarterback from here? I mean, we have Taylor Heineke. If Taylor Heineke can last 6 to 9 weeks, giggity, before Fitzpatrick comes back, maybe we go back to Fitz. But what if Taylor Heineke's doing good? Then we keep Taylor Heineke. But what if Taylor Heineke is dog shit through the first couple weeks? What do we do? Do we go to Kyle Allen? Do we bring some random person off the street and say, hey, let's fucking, try you out? Do we just give up the season and try to draft a quarterback in the first round? I'm not sure what we do. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm not positive what we're going to do. All I know is it sucks that Fitzmagic got hurt. I was really hoping to see how he was going to do, what he was going to be like, everything going on. It would have been fun, but hey, that's life. What are you going to do? There's not much else I can really say about it. What is the fix for the defense, if any? So, if you didn't watch, we didn't get home for blitzing at all hardly against the Chargers. We really need to step that up. We need to make sure that we actually get to the quarterback. We got to hit him. We got to push the offensive line back into their face. There's a lot of different things we can do, and we need to do it better, all of it better, because I'm going to say for the record that that's not going to do enough. That did not do enough. It was very upsetting to me that Chase Young was a non-factor in the game. Our first round pick, he was a non-factor. That's not good. Not good at all. Our whole defense was basically a non-factor minus an interception and a fumble or something. And I mean, the fumble was kind of a fluky play because so they hit the quarterback, and the quarterback like was trying to throw the ball, but it was more like a shot put. He didn't have any grip on it. The ball goes 10 yards. The ball crosses the goal line and goes out of bounds, which is a touchback, technically, because nobody had possession of the ball. That's technically a touchback by NFL rule. So that's how we got the ball back for one of the plays, which I thought was interesting. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Can the defense get better? Yes. Will it? I hope so, because I'm very upset about it otherwise. I'm not very happy about the fact that our defense looked like dog shit, and basically our offense didn't look much better. Alright, so with this quick turnaround, how do we beat the Giants? As far as I know, Saquon Barkley is not going to play every snap. He says he's feeling better, but he's still on the injury list, so I would definitely make Daniel Jones throw, make Daniel Jones beat you. Now, he has unfortunately beaten Washington 4 times in a row. He's undefeated against Washington right now, and that sucks. That pisses me off. So what do we have to do? We have to hit him in the face. Not really in the face, but we have to hit him. We have to sack him. We have to disrupt him. We have to play good defense. Actually cover people instead of just standing there out in the zone like, what are we doing? That's not defense. I mean, just like Herbert, God, he just ripped us apart. Don't let Daniel Jones look good. Don't make him look better than he is. Make him look like crap. Against like the rest of the NFL, he's only like 4-39, but against Washington, he's 4-0. What does that tell you? Not good. We have to win this game. It may not be must win because it's the second game of the season, but let me be the first one to tell you that Washington's schedule is not easy. If we don't win this game, we have a big problem brewing in Washington. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. Our next 5 games, after the Giants, of course. At Buffalo, at Atlanta. Okay, we could beat Atlanta maybe. Versus the Saints, versus the Chiefs. At the Packers. I mean, the Packers look like shit, but still Aaron Rodgers. And then at the Broncos. I don't want to be like 2 and... What would be 2 and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to be 2 and 6. Okay, we need to be like 4 and 4, or maybe I'll take 3 and 5, but no, nothing worse than that. That would be awful, terrible, horrible. That would piss me off so much if we just fall flat like that. All right, these will also be pinned in the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment if you have something you want to tell me as far as your favorite team. Subscribe if you're new so you can keep up weekly. I do this once a week. And if you catch us on Twitch, I'm live usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m., sometimes a little later. Once we get back to regular streaming like we're planning on doing, it'll be all ironed out. But without further delay, it is time for the beer of the week. All right, so this week's beer of the week. Harpoon Flannel Friday Hoppy Amber Ale, 5.7 alcohol by volume, 35 IBUs, 12 ounces of crisp hoppy amber ale. Subtly sweet, very subtly sweet, with a little bit with that hop flavor at the end. So good, so good. I love it. It's a great fall beer to transition from summer to fall. Nice caramel flavor to it. I love it. Absolutely yummy. It's a wonderful fall beer, especially if you like hops. It's not too hoppy though. Like, it doesn't slap you in the face like, oh my god, hops, you know? Some people don't like hops, but I think it's enough hop flavor, just like a full hop flavor. It's pretty good. Yum, yum, yum. All right, pick time, baby. All right, let's go. I'm picking the Washington football team to beat the Giants. I'm picking the Bears to beat the Bengals. The Browns to beat the Texans. Rams over the Colts. Bills over the Dolphins. Pats over Jets. Niners over Eagles. Steelers over Raiders, Panthers over Saints, Broncos over Jaguars, Cardinals over Vikings, Bucks over Falcons, Cowboys over Chargers, Seahawks over Titans, Chiefs over Ravens, and Packers over Lions. We'll break it down real quick each game, give you a couple seconds just to tell you why I'm picking who I'm picking. What's the mindset? What is Don thinking is basically what you want to know. So here's the deal. If Washington doesn't win this game, we have a serious problem with repeating as division winners, even though that's something that the NFC East hasn't done since 2004. Our team, on paper is mostly better than the Giants, but paper doesn't matter. We need to play in this game. We need to show them. We have to win at home. It's already hard enough to win everywhere in the NFL, so you need to be able to win at home. All right, Bears over the Bengals, easy. Revenge game for the Red Rifle Andy Dalton. He used to be the quarterback of the Bengals. Very easy. I think the Browns take the Texans. They're mad because they blew it against the Chiefs. Texans, Tyrod Taylor. I don't think he's gonna do like what Patrick Mahomes can do. 40 points. So yeah, I think the Browns take it. Rams over Colts, easy. Rams will run them the over. Matthew Stafford, 300 plus yards. That's almost a gimme. Bills over Dolphins. I think the Bills pissed off about blowing their first game, so they're going to take it easy against a division rival. Pats over Jets, rookie quarterback. I wouldn't even be concerned. If the Patriots lose this game, though, that's a big deal. So they need to win. Niners over Eagles. Niners looked really good week 1. I don't know how Jalen Hurts does against the Niners defense, which is way better than the Falcons defense. Just saying. Steelers should be able to beat the Raiders. That's not a problem. Panthers over Saints. I kind of feel like this is a gimme game. This is one of those, where the point spread would only be 1 or 2, maybe a field goal at the most. Division rivals, new quarterbacks, new systems. Be interesting to see. Broncos over Jaguars. If the Jaguars suck as bad as they look, and the Broncos defense with Von Miller look like they used to, Broncos will win. Cardinals should wipe the floor with the Vikings. Book it. I'm going to say that. Watch them not, but I'm just going to say it. Bucks over Falcons. Brady going back to fighting Matt Ryan. Man, since that Super Bowl when they were up 27-3 and blew it, or 28-3. What a game. I still can't believe that happened. I tell you what. I still cannot believe that they had the biggest comeback in NFL Super Bowl history. Just the biggest comeback. It's nutty. It's knuckin' futz how crazy that was. But that's life. What are you going to do? Alright, so next one. Cowboys over Chargers. I feel like the Cowboys could beat the Chargers. Maybe they'll put up more of a shootout against Herbert. Put a little pressure on him. Dallas' defense is somewhat improved, I'd say. Maybe not completely, but enough. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. I feel like that's going to be a shootout. Seahawks over Titans. Titans are dog shit. Seahawks should easily win that game. Titans are 0-2. Chiefs over Ravens. Ravens don't have a running game minus Lamar Jackson. How are they going to keep Pat Mahomes off the field? That's how you beat the Chiefs. Keep Pat Mahomes off the field. Packers over Lions. Jared Goff. Yeah, Packers come back if the Packers go 0-2, there's a serious problem, man. Serious problem. I can't even imagine what would happen if the Packers went 0-2. I think the whole world would just be like, what the fuck? And now, it is time for Who Sucks Less? Now, I used to do this on a podcast with a guy years ago when we talked sports. Basically, Who Sucks Less is the worst game of the week. Just snooze fest, absolute, why the fuck watching this on TV? You could be doing so much better with your life. Here's the deal. I feel like the Bengals and the Bears is the worst game of the week. Bears looked like dog against the Rams. I know it's the Rams. But then think about the Bengals. The Bengals are bad too. They're still... I feel like the Bengals have been rebuilding for a long time. A very long time. I just don't see it being as much of a game except for the revenge factor for Andy Dalton. Who's coming, he's going to face his former team who he used to play for, the Bengals. But other than that, Honestly, I don't see really much happening for this, and frankly, I think it's going to be the worst game of the week. The game that I will definitely not be tuning into. Like, highlights of this game better not take long, because it's just an awful, terrible game. It's one of those games that you couldn't pay me to watch. If you paid me enough, I'd watch it, but you have to pay me a lot. Alright, so now we're going to get into college football ranking. I go over this every week, the AP poll. I'm not terribly super big on college, but I definitely enjoy it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the AP top 25. All right, as of September 13th, which I believe was 2 days ago, the AP poll lists Alabama's number 1. What a shock. Georgia's number 2. Shocker. Oklahoma, number 3. Oregon, number 4. Wow, Oregon climbed from 12. Jeez. That's crazy. Iowa's number 5. Clemson's number 6. Texas A&M is number 7. Cincinnati's number 8. Ohio State is number 9. Penn State's number 10. Florida's 11, Notre Dame's 12, UCLA's 13, Iowa State's 14, Virginia Tech's on there at 15. That's not the worst. I'm a little surprised by that, though. Okay. Could be worse. Coastal Carolina's 16, Ole Mississippi 17, Wisconsin's 18, Arizona State's 19, Arkansas's 20, North Carolina's 21, Auburn's 22, Brigham Young is 23, Miami 24, and Michigan's 25. Ooh. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not too surprised about the top 5. I mean, Iowa went from 10 to 5, Oregon went from 12 to 8, Oklahoma went from 4 to 3. That's not bad. Any noteworthy college football news? Florida quarterbacks know they're playing with job split versus Tide. When they play Alabama, they're going to be, splitting their reps, it looks like. Both quarterbacks will play managed division labor too. It's pretty simple. Richardson still receiving treatment for a hamstring injury. Second half over Saturday's win over USF. But Mullen said Richardson practiced all day, been fine. Alabama coach said he doesn't have to prepare for Richardson or Jones because they're similar quarterbacks, passers, or skilled runners. When a quarterback can run and they run quarterback runs, it's almost like playing against Wildcats. So they've got an extra blocker, but they also have the ability to make big plays in the passing game, which they've made pretty efficient in the passing game. Yeah. So Wildcat is definitely something I'll have to worry about a little bit. But it's Alabama. It's Roll Tide. It's really hard to go against Alabama. I know a lot of people hate Alabama. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of them, but whatever, it's life. Alabama is good. You just have to get the f*** over it. Alright, anything else? LSU's steps away after daughter's death. Well, that's sad. Kevin Falk steps away from team after daughter's death, not expected to coach for CMU. Death of his 19-year-old daughter earlier this week. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, I remember Kevin Falk, drafted by the New England Patriots, played 13 years, winning 3 Super Bowls. That's so, so sad. Thoughts and prayers to Kevin Falk and his family, because that's just terrible. Terrible news. Definitely don't like seeing that. That is definitely not something you ever want to have happen. You shouldn't bury your kids. Regardless, it's just not how it works. It's not good. It's not something you want to do. Not something you should have to deal with. That's just terrible. I don't know nothing about cause of death. I don't really want to know, because that's just too sad to begin with. Alright. Now we're going to get to baseball standings, because we have to go over what's going on for the postseason, because another team has clinched at least a playoff spot. So we're going to find out, and we're going to go over it a little bit. Alright, so American League East, the Tampa Bay Rays are 8 games ahead of the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. 8.5 over the Yankees. Orioles are non-factor, being 43 games behind. Jesus Christ. All right, American League Central. White Sox lead. They're going to be called the Guardians. Cleveland Guardians right now. They're still leading at 12.5 games. Everybody else not even a factor. Cleveland's not a factor either, to be honest. I'm pretty sure. All right, AL West. Houston Astros lead the division. The A's and the Mariners are 7 games back. I mean, they have a chance, but it's very slim. Very, very slim. The rest of them aren't even factors. National League East. Atlanta leads the Phillies 4.5 games. Mets 5.5 games. They're the only ones who have a slim chance of making the playoffs. Phillies might sneak in as a wild card. I guess it just depends. Unfortunately, the Nationals are 17.5 games back, and they're just playing dreadfully, which sucks, but that's life. We won a championship. I'm happy. But, yeah, no. It's just one of those things you have to deal with. All right. National League Central. The Brewers are 13 games ahead of the Cardinals, and everybody else is just way too far away. I'm kind of surprised that they even have a chance for postseason. But, I mean, I guess wild card maybe. Yeah, it'd be wild card because they have more wins than the Phillies. So they have a chance depending on what happens. We'll see. All right. National League West. The Giants are ahead of the Dodgers by 2.5 games, but both have clinched the playoff spot because the Giants have 95 wins and the Dodgers have 93. Padres are 20.5 games back, but still have a chance, it looks like, for a wild card. So we look at the wild card standings real quick. It looks like the Blue Jays and the Red Sox will be the wild card pick'em for the American League. The Yankees are half game back on that too. The Dodgers could be a wild card easy, and then you got the Cardinals. Reds are a half game back. Padres are 1. Phillies are 3. Mets are 4. So it'll be interesting to see how the wild card in baseball kind of confuses me sometimes, but the gist is they have to have a certain record after the other teams, which is going to be interesting to figure out. It'll definitely be interesting to see. I'm interested. I watch a little bit of baseball. Love my Nationals, even if they suck. Just like I watch hockey and root for the Caps. I watch a little bit of NBA, but not as much as a lot of other people, just because Alright, we have 2 more topics we're going to talk about. The first one is some gaming stuff. First of all, I did want to mention there's been no word about a Nintendo Direct yet for September 2021. I'm curious to see if there actually is one. A lot of people are leaking. They're like, oh, Nintendo Direct this week, blah, blah, blah. I see some stuff. You know, Nintendo Switch should tune into this week's heavily rumored Direct conference, which will shine the spotlight on Metroid Dread. We haven't seen anything yet, though, unless I'm nuts, which, I mean, I guess apparently tomorrow there's supposed to be some Direct, but I'm not sure. Be interesting to see what happens. You know, what Nintendo still really needs to do is update the Switch Online to have Game Boy and Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color games. We've heard the rumors. Is that coming? Hopefully. Will it actually be here, though? Who knows? I'm not sure. I'll tell you one thing, though. They're sitting on a gold mine. Let me be the first one to tell you that if every Pokemon game was on the Nintendo Switch, me and my wife would each buy the respected versions of each one. It wouldn't matter if they charged $5 or $20, I'm telling you. People would buy them. You know, red version, $5. Yellow, blue, $5. Gold, silver, $5. That adds up. A couple 100 million people buy all that shit. What do you think's gonna happen? Also, raise the online if you have to, a couple bucks. People won't care. People literally won't care. Pokemon is a humongous fandom. And then make the newer games like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Black 2, White 2, X and Y. Make them like 15, 10, 20, whatever. People will buy them. I know we would. But I digress. Nintendo needs to work on some of their online stuff, because I'm telling you that if they don't, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed in them. So there was a PlayStation event recently. I know they talked about like a new God of War, new Spider-Man game. I'm not too big in PlayStation. I'm just mentioning it just for the sake of mentioning it. But, I mean, I would love Spider-Man games, but I'm not buying a PlayStation just to play them. I think that would literally be a waste. Granted, I bought a Nintendo Switch to mostly play Pokemon games, but that's because I've been a Pokemon fan for like my whole life. I love Pokemon. And you knew that when they stopped making games on the DS and the 3DS and all that stuff, you knew that it was going to go straight to Switch. Absolutely. It's crazy how that works, huh? But you know how it is. Alright, so the next thing we're going to dive into, I want to talk about how a lot of different soda brands are coming up with these new flavors and different flavors of soda. Have you ever tried Dr. Pepper with cream soda? It's really good. It's a really, really nice flavor to it. Have you ever tried Pepsi Mango? I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna taste like crap. But I had a nice cold Pepsi with mango in it, like the Pepsi Mango. It was so good. I was like, oh my God. And I know we're all used to the new Mountain Dew flavors every year. Mountain Dew has their Halloween flavor out now, which is Voodoo, which is like a mystery flavor. A lot of people think it tastes like Skittles and Spree candy and other stuff. I agree for the most part. But yeah, it's another thing that just came out like within the last 5 days. Pepsi Cola is apparently coming out with 2 soda shop flavors. One's like a cream soda and the other's a black cherry cola. I love the sound of this. I absolutely love the sound of this. Black cherry cola, cream soda. Can we get like an orange creamsicle soda? Can we bring that back, please? I love an old-fashioned orange creamsicle soda. It's so good. You know, and Mountain Dew has a ton of flavors. They actually are releasing a new flavor specifically for Applebee's. So if you don't like Applebee's, you may just want to go here for the new flavor. This new Mountain Dew flavor is available at one restaurant chain, and it is Applebee's. It is Mountain Dew Dark Berry Bash. Isn't that crazy? It's a bubbly blend of blue raspberry and blackberry flavors combined with the signature citrus of traditional Mountain Dew. And I'm not gonna lie when I'm the first one to tell you that I will probably drink the hell out of it. I've always loved Mountain Dew. I know some people don't like it. I've always loved it. I've been drinking it since I was a kid. Mountain Dew, Code Red, Mountain Dew, Livewire, Mountain Dew, Pitch Black, Mountain Dew Game Fuel with the Halo Master Chief on it and all that stuff. Everything, you name it, Mountain Dew, I've probably had it, which is just how it is. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Don't really have any other news to go over right now as far as gaming goes. I know Pokemon Go just released the next raid bosses, which is the Lake Trio, and their shinies are finally in the game. The only problem is you have to raid in certain countries to get each of them, which kind of sucks, but that's life. That's what you have to do in Pokemon Go. So you better have friends in Australia and South America and other places. That's how it goes. The next event, though, the fashion event, is going to introduce Furfrou and Shiny Blitzel. Now, Shiny Blitzel, without the outfit, will be available after the event's over, but during the event, the only Shiny Blitzel you'll get is one with like a fucking top hat or something. I don't remember. But it's got an outfit, basically. So it's still going to be rare, but you won't be able to get the original Shiny. Now, Furfrou has different like modes that you can choose for its outfit. Like its fur style, you use candy and stardust to not so much evolve it, more like change its appearance. And some appearances are not available in every country, which is I find interesting. But I guess that gives you something to think about for Arceus when he comes out, because he's got like plates for every type. Is that how they're gonna do it? You know, where you have to catch one with that plate in a different country, or are they gonna make you raid for every single type of Arceus? I have no idea. Pokemon Go hasn't released any news about it. There's speculation, obviously, but we're definitely interested to find out more. I'll tell you that much. Alright. I want to thank everybody who stopped by tonight. You guys are amazing as always. You know, We talked about a lot of different topics today. This will be on YouTube, so please go check out my YouTube, subscribe, like it. Remember, I do this podcast every Wednesday. Sometime I start between 7 and 8. I'll nail down a time soon. It's just my wife was helping me fix the overlays, so obviously we had a couple things going on. A little late start. Apologize. Thank you so much, Miz, for the 2 gifted subs. I do really appreciate it. You're so nice. You didn't have to do that. And I just thank everybody who comes in. I don't care if you lurk. It's fine. If you have anything you want to say, though, feel free. This podcast is basically me talking and ranting and raving about things that I want to talk about. But if you want to hear my opinion about something, post it in my chat, comment on my YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel and comment. Go ahead. Go to my Twitter. Go comment everywhere. Every which place that you could think of to comment, to check me out. This will be on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. There's going to be all sorts of stuff to contact me and different things in different fashions. We're going to find someone to raid real quick. Just a small little raid. No big deal. It never matters the size of the raid. All that matters is just having fun, finding some people to say hi to, and all that stuff. Once again, thank you all so much. I do really appreciate all the support as always. You guys are amazing individuals. You know, stream will be on Friday. We're going to go back to Sinnoh for more Pokemon Diamond challenge mode. I thank you all and love you guys. Look for this on YouTube and see ya. Bye.